This time I'd like to call forward some of our district leaders who are going to tell us about the outstanding district volunteers and recognition events that have been held or are scheduled to be held in the near future. So we're going to start out in no particular order, but I'm just going right down the line as Mary has laid it out. Jay Lee, you're the first one on deck. I didn't turn it off. I left it on because I didn't want you to do like Dave did to me. Hand me the mic and go, here you go, Dan.
I'm Jay Lee. I am the district executive for the Gateway District. And the only things that we need to update you on are like JTE scores. And for my districts, we had 6 packs that went gold, 1 that went bronze. For troops, I had 4 that went gold with their scores, 2 silver, 1 with bronze. The awards we will be handing out at our main roundtable May 7th. I have an outstanding Cub Master, Unit Key Leader, and then the District Award of Merit. The outstanding Cub Master will be for Brad LeBlanc from Pack 90. The Unit Key Leader, who is here, will go to Wade Bastion. He is with Troop 10. And the District's Award of Merit will go to Ben Johnson, who is from Pack 91, who is also my district chair. That's what's going on at Gateway.
And we'll skip me because I'm also doing the awards for senior districts. So we'll skip there. We'll go on to North Star District. See if Paul is here yet. Paul, I haven't seen him. There's no Paul. So there's great things happening in North Star District. We're not quite sure what they are, but let's give North Star District a round of applause. Next for Pine Tree District, we've got Ken Toole. Ken, come on up.
Thank you. So I'm the rookie here, and first off I want to say it's a great honor to be able to serve here at Central Minnesota Council. I've been doing the job now about 8 months, I guess, and I was extremely fortunate to come into a really great district committee. I've got half my committee here, I think, tonight because we're really proud of our district commissioner, Dan, as he receives his Silver Beaver tonight. One of my District Award of Merit recipients, DJ Collins, is here as well. We also presented a District Award of Merit to Heidi Lockwood at our recent district recognition dinner. I've got some really fantastic leaders, and we are actually continuing to grow. We're working currently on starting a new Cub Scout pack up at Cross Lake, and met with several different people, working on probably 2 venture crews here in the next couple months. So a lot of great things moving forward. So again, it's a great honor to be able to serve here. Thanks.
And for the Scenic District, just a few things to recognize. We've got coming up our Scenic District Award of Merit recipients. Bob, how many of you guys know Bob Reeder? Show of hands. You know how long-winded Bob is. So I'm recognizing people. I have a paragraph at least for each. We're not going to go there. We'll save that for the district meeting when Bob can read through everything that's going on. So what we want to do though, we've got a few people in the Scenic District that are receiving awards that we want to recognize. So going through the Scenic District, members' highest honor, May 5th is when our District Award of Merit will be recognized. So that's just coming up here later on this next week. With their District Award of Merit, they get a unique knot for their uniform. And District Award of Merit, for those of you that aren't familiar with that, it's a recognition for scenic efforts there in the district. So it's things that are at a district level. Every district has the ability to give these awards out. And so we have a few people that are receiving those. This year, the recipients are John Mankey, Mike Peters, and Mike Zingali. And talk about long-winded. So Mike Zingali, Mike's not here tonight, but here's his write-up. It's a full page. So we got a lot to talk about when we do our District Award of Merit awards here coming up. So if we could give those few people in the Scenic District that are getting their awards a quick round of applause. And at this time, I would like to introduce Dave Trady, who opened up the night and is going to tell us a little bit about the Parker Award and introduce this year's recipients.
Thanks, Dan. Tom Lonnenecker, would you come up here, please? The Parker Award is an award that we like to present each year for an individual who just makes it happen up at Camp Parker. As you know, the Central Minnesota Council is certainly, we're a very, what I would call a frugal organization. We agonize over every dollar we spend, and at camp that's no different. So Tom is a volunteer who's a retired law enforcement officer from Brainerd, also retired, I think, a second career with Burlington Northern. Had a lot of responsibility with each, and in fact, I think Tom's job at Burlington Northern was in charge of the Seattle. He made sure all the shipping crates got on trains and to the right locations around the country, and a lot of responsibility. So he had a lot of capacity to take Parker Scout Camp and give it some volunteer leadership that was going to pay attention again to the dollars that we had available to spend and get really a lot done for the, I guess you call it bang for the buck, right? So with that, Tom is on our properties committee. It's a committee of about 8 people that are in charge of the development and the maintenance of the property. I know that Tom, he recruits other volunteers. They are removing dead trees from the property on a regular basis. It's Tom and his crew that are fixing utilities and appliances and roofs and tractors. And I mean, they do take care of it all. And I got to tell you, they do it, again, they take care of business, and Tom gives leadership to that and doing that job very effectively with saving money and money. The other thing that Tom had really done here in the last couple of years that I very much value is he made an introduction to me and to some of our board members for someone to serve as our caretaker at Parker Scout Camp. And Jeremy Swift is our current caretaker, his family, Leah, I think they have 2 kids, that are just providing phenomenal service for Parker, meaning they also are involved in taking care of the property, but also make sure they keep track of who's coming and going. So with that, Tom, you're a valued volunteer here for the Central Minnesota Council. I am proud to be able to present to you the Parker Award for 2015. If you will, that's a plaque that I don't know, find a place for if you would, but I'm really proud to have you on board.
And you left it on this time. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Dave, for presenting that, and thanks, Tom, for all the hard work that you do. And yes, I will be catching all of you that are coming up for awards for those photo op opportunities, because we do want to make sure that we get a chance to take pictures of you receiving your awards. These are important things. It's stuff that you will cherish and remember, and so we want to have the opportunity to get those pictures as we're going on. Our next award is a new version of an older award that I'm delighted, Mary says, to introduce the short video and to show you what is new in the good news. To present them today will be Mary, but before we do that, are you ready? All right, we have
That was fun. The fun part was just finding those pictures. What you just saw was just a tiny, tiny fraction of the pictures that we are seeing on Facebook coming out of these 2 units and several other units. We recently started a new social media campaign. You might have heard a little bit about it. The district executives the staff had a like contest, and we hope to do that in the future with some of you all. But we realized when we went on to Facebook that some of you are already out there, and you've been out there for years doing an excellent job of communicating and recruiting and recognizing your volunteers, showing how much fun scouting is. And we wanted to take this opportunity today to say, good job, and thank you for that. And so I will like to invite up Steve Borgany from Troop 68. He said they've been on Facebook for 5 years. And I think we could learn a few things from him, so I'm going to be talking with him about more of that. But you saw a picture of your award up there. It said, presented to Troop 68 for spreading the good news of scouting by outstanding use of Facebook to recruit, communicate, and recognize scouts and scouters. Thank you so much. In the past, this award was mostly given to, it was the Good News Award, and it was generally given to a radio station or a newspaper or someone who was out there spreading the good news of scouting. And when we went on Facebook, we realized our own units are doing it. And the other unit we'd like to recognize today is PAC 91 from Zimmerman, who they've done some pretty fun things. I don't know if you've seen. We're going to put the videos online. They do some pretty good stuff. But this is Mary Nasey and Ryan Lester to accept for PAC 91. And thank you very much.
Thanks, Mary. And thank you, PAC 91 and Troop 68 for sharing the good news all throughout the world. Our next award is a new one here in Central Minnesota Council, but it's one that we hope will become a long-standing tradition. And here again is Dave Trahey to tell us more about it.
Thanks, Dan. I want to say maybe 3 years ago, Central or St. Cloud Community College began a new effort to introduce robotics to our community and the kids in our community and neighboring communities. The VEX robotics competition and participation. The Boy Scouts, I think, and Bob, you can help me, I think the first year we may have had as many as 17 troops participate in the VEX robotics program through the college. And then as the program became a little bit more intense and a little bit more involved, we had fewer troops get involved, but boy, they got involved in a big way. And we have one of our Scoutmasters from Troop 211 recently this year received the Mentor of the Year from St. Cloud Technical College VEX Robotics Program. When I saw that, I thought, well, that is absolutely the coolest thing. And I want to say, the Scoutmaster, he's there on Monday night for the troop meeting, and then he was there on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights for the robotics or the preparation and training of the robotics program. So that's a pretty big commitment in the course of, 2 or 3 years. So I thought it was very appropriate then for our council if we would, at this Court of Honor, present Kevin Schatz, the Scoutmaster for Troop 211, his robotics merit badge card. So Kevin, if you come up here and receive this, and I would hope that the robotics program, by the way, in the Boy Scouts of America, through the VEX robotics program or others, is here to stay, because it does provide a real challenging opportunity for our Boy Scouts. Thank you.
When when Dave talks about Kevin and all the hard work he's had in the robotics program, just talk to any of the boys that are involved with him. He comes out, he will do demonstrations. He's brought this thing out to Ripley Rendezvous and showed all the units what this whole robotics program is about. It's not something to be afraid of. Kevin will talk your ear off if you want to talk about it. It's a great program, and I'm sure he would love to see more leaders step up and be a part of the program and help keep robotics alive here in Central Minnesota.
And if you want to talk to some of the boys involved in the program are here tonight too. So.
How about the boys that are involved, please stand up. And boys is a loose term. You know, when they hit Boy Scouts, it's like, I feel like they're all young men, right? Cub Scouts, you're boys. Hit Boy Scouts, you're really young men. You're growing up to be fine young men. That's what we're trying to develop you to be. Next, we have our guest speaker, Jonah Werner, who is here to talk to us this afternoon. Jonah is an Eagle Scout in St. Cloud Troop 13. He earned, in May of 2013, he received his Eagle Scout Award. Jonah is 18 years old. He's the son of Joe and Julie Werner and part of the Total Scouting family. He has a story to share about something that happened recently. This was something that was overheard at an Eagle Court of Honor as his friends and family were probably telling him. Jonah's a bit modest and about the event, but we think it's important to hear it in his own words. He also had to get permission to be here today, so we are happy to welcome Jonah Werner.
So my name is Jonah Werner. I'm currently a senior in high school, and I'm doing PSU at St. Cloud State. That's post-secondary enrollment option. And I'm going to be graduating with my AA degree before I graduate high school, actually. And as I said, I've been in Eagle Scouts since 2013. I've been in Scouts for over 11 years, and it's been a great journey. I started out as a Tiger Cub with my dad in first grade, and crossed over to Scouts in 2008. Many Point was the best experience of my life that year. Some of the best trips I had were with my dad. We went to Boundary Waters, Many Point, and even like in Cub Scouts, going to Parker Scout Reservation. Those were some of the best days of my life. One of the biggest things I've taken from Scouts is the motto, be prepared. I truly learned what this phrase meant after many trials at planning trips, and even the earning of my Eagle Project. For my Eagle Project, I collected up 30 bikes from around the St. Cloud area. I fixed them up and then gave them away to the Boys and Girls Club at an event I planned for them with activities and games about bike safety and bike maintenance. It was one of the most challenging things I've done in my life, but it's definitely worth doing if you haven't done it and you're still a Scout. I don't think there's a chance I would have made it without the support of my friends and family that I did have. My parents have always been active in my scouting career. My dad started off as my den leader in Cub Scouts, then he became my Cub Scout master, Cub Scout master, I think. Cub master, there you go. Then he was an assistant Scout master and eventually became my Scout master in my last few years of scouting. He also put in many hours helping us plan our trips and planning events. My mom was also really active with our troop, always supporting my dad and I, and was the treasurer and popcorn chair. After I completed my Eagle, I still wanted to serve the community and my country, and that's why I'm here in this uniform today as a proud soldier of the Minnesota Army National Guard. The skills I acquired in scouting have helped me push through and succeed in many things in my life and military career. The rank of Eagle is even recognized in the Army and pushed me up one rank from the bottom when I joined. One of the most relatable things in scouting and military career, for me at least, was the Order of the Arrow. It's all about brotherhood and cheerful service, things we're expected to do in the Army. One example of this is when I ran the Bataan Memorial Death March in White Sands, New Mexico about a month ago. It's supposed to be one of the top 5 hardest marathons in the world. We were training for 4 months, every single morning. Snow, cold, anything, we had to keep on training. I was ready to quit like about a month before the marathon, but then I had some people tell me I needed to push through it, and I did. During the marathon, one of the members of our team started suffering from heat stroke. Lucky for us, we hit the sand pit. It's the part of the marathon that lasts about 6 to 8 miles and is pure beach-like sand, and the nearest aid station was at the end of that. So we actually had to carry him through the sand and until he got cleared by the doctors to continue and finish. We still got 3rd place, surprisingly. Another thing we do in the military are field training exercises, or FTXs for short. That's where I came from here today. We get to go out into the woods, or at least what they call woods, and conduct a variety of things from pulling security and going on practice missions. And so I would have been very wet on many of those FTXs if it hadn't been for my Wilderness Survivor Merit Badge that I earned many years ago. The 12 points of the Scout Law have now been compressed into the 7 Army values, which I also live by now. Those values form the acronym LEADERSHIP, which stand for loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. Both sets of values coexist and are things I believe everyone should live by. I believe Scout sets you ahead of other people in life. It provides you with a base set of tools that you can use in everyday life. And honestly, I didn't even know I was learning them because I was having so much fun in Scouts. I'm glad that Scouting was part of my life, and I don't think I'd be the man I am today without the experience and skills it has given me, and it's still giving me every day. I would like to sum up this tonight with a quote from President Theodore Roosevelt, that I think sums up the biggest lesson Scouting has taught me throughout the years of being a Scout and through the earning of my Eagle Scout Award. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbled, or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man actually in the arena, who is faced and marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strikes valiantly, who errs and comes short again and again, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, and spends himself in a worthy manner, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement and the worst if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be those with the cold, timid souls who know neither victory or defeat.
Well, that'll be a tough act to follow. What a fitting introduction, though, to our Eagle Scout presentation. Next, I would like to introduce Chris Wayne, our Eagle Scout Alumni Chair, to introduce some of the Eagle Scouts that are present today, which are Central Minnesota Council's newest Eagle Scouts. Scouts, when your name is called, if you would please come forward and start over here on my right and work your way around. If everyone's here, we've got about 15 scouts that are going to be called up. So, here we go.
So on behalf of the Central Minnesota Council and the Eagle Scout Alumni Committee, it's my honor tonight to introduce 15 of the Eagle Scouts from class of 2014. The class actually had 64, and tonight we have 15 of them with us. I apologize if I mispronounce your name. Just getting that out there now. So when I call your name, please come forward, and the parents are welcome as well to present the neckerchief to your scout. Dean Amundsen, Troop 211. Riley Brody, Troop 16. Zachary Carlson.
The big white button.
Matthew Eisenshank. Troop 211.
Oh, so man.
Alex Engelmeyer, Troop 68. Ben Fern, Troop 211. Nick Kruger, Troop 31. Coulter LeBeau, Troop 191. Garrett Moran, Troop 93. Logan Yu, Troop 14. Logan Payne, Troop 211. And Tanner Sheffels, I'm sorry. Good, not hear that. Austin Johannes, Troop 15. Patrick Blee, Troop 106. And this next person was not able to attend the last year's Eagle recognition, so I want to invite Jonah Werner to please come forward. Give our 2014 class a round of applause.
Thank you, Chris. You guys go ahead and sit down.